Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and this is Rex from Dynamic Forces. What's up, Rex?
What's up, guys? What's up, Robbie?
Chillin'. You know, a good sports week. I'm excited to talk to you. How about them Braves, man?
You know what? I'm glad that they won. Even during the dynasty years we talked about in the '90s, they would struggle. They would struggle to win the big one. So kind of happy to see that. I mean, I think nobody wanted to see the Astros win anyway.
Exactly.
They managed to make themselves the most hated team in baseball. Outside of the Yankees. But yeah, so I was happy to see that. I mean, that was obviously a great win for them. Questions in this area, in the Philly area, is a couple of things here, a couple of tweets there. Are we not in the Atlanta Braves now? I don't know. It's frustrating. As a Philadelphia sports fan, you kind of sit there each season, you kind of watching this. You come in with all this hope, and then the dysfunction sort of takes hold. And I mean, you look at the Eagles. We were just talking before the show started about Cowboys and their run, and that kid Cooper Rush. What's his name? I mean, I was like, I'm watching this game going, oh, this is it. Dallas is going to take a loss on this one. And this kid comes out and he's raring. And you said something about the defense. I think that you're right. I think Dallas's defense has been playing pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you're looking at like the Zach Wilsons. You're looking at all these kids that are starting, that were drafted high, real high in the first round, and they're out there and they're struggling. I mean, they're really, really struggling. And this kid that nobody knows,
Yeah.
out of nowhere. Even I was watching the game, and I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan, but even I'm like sitting there rooting for the kid because, like, man, nobody knew who the heck he was.
Yeah.
It was the running joke before the game. What's his name?
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, the kid's throwing like that. I mean, that takes, as someone who's sitting through a painful season with Jalen Hurts missing open receivers, the fact he was right on target a lot of the time during that game. He didn't make a lot of boneheaded rookie mistakes and things like that. So that says something. No way you guys are keeping him after this season, though.
Probably not, right? But I was super impressed by that game. And in fact, that whole day, there were three teams that had backup quarterbacks do exceptionally well. Like them, the Jets, and I can't remember the other team now. But three.
Yeah. The Jets one was a super surprise. They really, I mean, you guys don't. You handed Dak all that money, so there's no way, unless something really weird happens, there's no way he's losing his starting spot. But you look at the Jets. I mean, that they've got a real quarterback controversy going on now.
Yeah, they do. They really, really do. And that's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds, of course, I think. So.
Yeah, well, in typical Jets history, they'll crush this quarterback, too. Dude, they are quarterback annihilators. I don't care who you are. You can go way back to Vinny Testaverde. You play for the Jets as a quarterback, you're all done, man.
Yeah, that's terrible. It's a terrible curse that they have there.
It's weird. It doesn't matter the head coach. Doesn't matter whatever it is. You enter the Jets as a QB. I mean, Chad Pennington. I mean, all these kids, that went through that system, and I don't know what it is. It's just like weird.
Yeah, there's some kind of curse there, man. Maybe it's like kind of like the old Red Sox curse. Maybe somebody like buried like a Tom Brady jersey there back before Tom Brady ever was born or something. Like somebody went back in time. Maybe there's some kind of weird curse thing going there.
Maybe it's that Joe Namath thing. When he made the prediction that one year and then they won the Super Bowl and football God said, "Yeah, you're never winning another one from this point forward." I don't know.
It's over now.
It's really weird how they can mismanage, and you can't even blame it on a particular head coach. They bring somebody new in, like Saleh. They brought in, and same thing, same results, And he was supposed to be a defensive guy, and the Jets' defense looks horrendous. I mean, just horrible.
Yeah, it's and back to the Braves. I'm super excited for that because I'm very close to Atlanta, so we're in Braves country, and there's a lot of Braves fans here. It's had their heart broken over and over and over, and none of us were expecting them to really win. But I'm really glad that they did because, like most people, I really detest the Astros these days, and so I was really happy to see them get kind of embarrassed and shut out at home, and just I don't know.
It was surprising, I have to say. It was definitely a surprising series. For me as a Phillies fan, the Braves have always kind of been that thorn in your side, if you will. but it's just for whatever reason, I think, I don't know what it is. The rivalry never really took hold.
Yeah.
Even though it would make sense that it would, but it just never did. I'm like the rest of the Phillies fans. I'm somewhat ambivalent about the Braves. I don't know why.
Yeah. It's crazy. Their whole story this year. I mean, they went through a lot of adversity. I mean, that their pitcher, broke his ankle or whatever in the game one. And then they had one of the worst records going into the All-Star break or something like that. They pulled it together, and they did the opposite of what the Braves usually do, because they usually start strong, they're really good in the first half, and then they just fall apart and just give it all away. And
actually, I think you're talking about the Mets.
We're just talking about all of the NL East, actually. So there you go.
It's weak. It's a weak division. I mean, it's a sorry state of affairs. I am pretty happy as well. I mean, I'm glad that the Braves won. They've been a strong organization through the years, and certainly the dynasty period where they were really the Buffalo Bills. They were competitive every season, making it to the postseason, and just always seemed to fall a couple steps short.
Yeah, even when they made it to the World Series, just like the Bills, like you were saying, they would make it to the big game, and then it wouldn't work out. But the Bills have got a legitimate shot this year too. So
the Bills do, they do. I mean, but it just feels like they have that same curse. Just they can't seem to get over that hump that year. I saw some sort of documentary from NFL Films about those years with Kelly and all those guys, and they just couldn't. Just every single year, they just couldn't get there. They couldn't finish. It's really a little bit sad when you look at it. The Jim Kelly era. I mean, they were good. Thurman Thomas. I mean, they were a strong team, and then just every Super Bowl they would just come up short.
Yeah. Absolutely. One interesting thing about the Braves, I like these little tidbits and facts that are really interesting. The Braves are the only MLB team to win 3 World Series for 3 different cities. Because way back in the day, they won one when they were the Boston Braves, then Milwaukee, and now then Atlanta, twice in Atlanta. So that's pretty freaking awesome, I think.
That is pretty cool. That is an interesting little factoid. But we'll see next season. Hope springs eternal. So.
Yeah, if they hit a bad run, they're going to be like, maybe we need to move to another city, and then maybe we can do it there too.
Well, aren't they talking new stadium right now? So that may actually happen.
Who, the Braves?
Yeah, weren't they
just got a new stadium, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they just got. Now I know that the Rays want a new stadium. They're not going to get it, and they're thinking about splitting time between Tampa and Montreal. I cannot think of a more odd idea.
Yeah.
For a baseball franchise to do. Let's do half our games in Canada. Literally on the other side of the continent, pretty much.
I think the problem that you have with Florida having a Major League Baseball team is all the Eastern teams go down there for spring training.
Yeah. So
I think that from that perspective, the fans in that state get their fill of baseball. Yeah. And they have their allegiances. Most everybody in Florida is a transplant. So you have your Yankees fans, you have your Phils fans, your Mets fans, whatever. And I think that kills it for them. That's why I think the Rays, the Marlins struggled because of that owner, what's his face, from the past. After they won the one World Series, he pretty much cleaned house.
It gave everybody, traded everybody away.
What? No, not Lori. Yeah, but I just feel they're always going to have problems filling the ballpark, with fans, because everybody gets their fix during the spring training. Whereas, up north, we don't have anything until the season starts.
Exactly. And like you said, all the transplants, people coming from other areas of the country, moving down to Florida, and they're already got their allegiances to their teams and things like that.
Right.
And the Marlins, you're right. They've done that both times they won the World Series, 97 and 2003. They immediately just gut the team. And I think that was the dude's strategy, actually, was to build up value and then let it go.
I forget the owner's name. It's Loria, right? The former owner, not the current ownership group, but that was him. That was what he did, and he didn't care about attendance or anything else, dude. He was squeezing every dime out of that team that he could until he finally sold. Jeter, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I think he should never have gotten into ownership. He retired from New York. He was One of the last few players to play his entire career in one city.
Yeah.
He was revered, and then you step into ownership, a role in ownership, and especially with the Marlins, it's not going to go well.
I know. And it always left a bad taste in my mouth too, because the Marlins were the ones that beat us in 2003. So I was just like, why would you do this? All right. But we're here to talk about comics as well. So let's talk about them. We do a show every Monday night over at The Experience. There's a link in the description below. It starts at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And don't forget to set your clocks back this week, Rex.
Oh, that's right. That's this weekend.
Yeah. So if I'm an hour late, that's why. Or if John's an hour late, we'll know why, right?
There are no excuses. Your phone automatically updates.
It is true. I have employees that do that. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to set my clock back. I'm like, your alarm's on your phone. I know that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, sure. But over at The Experience, we do the Comic Collectibles show. We always got great stuff up for offers, for claims, statues, comic books, lots of cool stuff. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a preview, right? And we're also going to be announcing the winner of the latest contest, which all you had to do on the last previous show on Monday night, if you were a part of the chat, you're entered into this contest. I'm going to draw the winner tonight. And also, are we doing another contest, Rex?
We are, but we're going to mix it up this time. So for the next contest, so anybody that participates in the chat will automatically be entered here at Robbie's show, and we'll pull the winner on Monday night when Robbie joins us on The Experience. So we're going to mix it up, though. Up until this point, we've been giving the prize has been a premium comic, limited edition comic, usually some sort of variant cover or incentive cover that has a $50 retail or higher. But we've been doing that for now a few weeks, so we're going to mix it up a little bit. I'm not sure what, but whoever enters this contest, it will either be a Vampirella coin set or a promo card from a Dynamite card issue that we did in the past with a very limited edition promo card. Don't know which yet, but just to kind of mix things up a little bit, because we've given out a lot of these variant covers as prizes, and who knows what we might come up with next. So I'm rooting through the office looking for something that's one of a kind, that's a little unusual, a little rare, a little bit out of the normal path that we've been going with.
Yeah, that's super cool. I like the idea of that Vampirella coin set. That sounds really intriguing. That's something cool.
Okay, so I have your vote, Robbie. Yeah, so we have one yay for the coin set. So maybe we'll do that one.
All right, sounds good. And all you have to do to enter that contest is comment on this video in the comments below. You comment, I throw your name in the randomizer, and on Monday night, we'll draw the winner and we'll announce it.
Right, and I got to say that for our show that we do on Mondays with Robbie, the chat from the viewers is very important, because you guys play a very, very big role as viewers in our show. The interaction that we have with through the chats with our viewers is part of, I like to think, what makes the show special. Again, when Robbie joins us, we can talk about almost anything. I think somebody actually emailed me the history of spam, by the way. I got to forward you that email. One of our viewers, there's a long thing about spam and the history of spam. It was pretty interesting. So I'll definitely have to forward that email to you when the show's over. But again, there are a lot of claim shows out there, and they do great, and they're wonderful, and everything else. And the audience is there specifically, and they're flashing through books. I mean, quick, and it's a volume kind of show. To differentiate ourselves, we want to do something a little different. And when we added Robbie to the mix, that really kind of helped define, I guess, the personality of the show, if you will, the direction of the show. And we found that our audience seemed to enjoy the topics, the banter, and it really encouraged, and again, I'm not sure, I don't watch every claim show out there, every YouTube channel, but most of the ones that I watch, usually the chats are a few off-topic things here and there, but mostly about, I claim this, or I claim that, or I claim this. For us, it really is the claims on the chat boards are by far much smaller than the back and forth that we have with our viewers, because our topics, as you know, it can range anywhere from my dislike of the Dallas Cowboys to the fact that we're both pretty happy about the Atlanta Braves World Series win, to food, cheesesteaks, you name it.
You'll be proud of me, Rex, even though you weren't there really for the Monday show this time. I did manage to bring spam up. So
Very good. Well done, sir.
yeah,
Well done.
got to let JD use his spam gifts and everything that he's got set up in there. So
right. I unfortunately couldn't do the show, so Amy, was nice enough and did a great job of standing in for me. I didn't want to bring that monster statue out. Did you see that?
yeah.
So yeah, and then talking about statues, we'll have another one for our show on Monday. I didn't put it on the list I sent you, I don't think, but we will have another statue. They've been real popular, so our viewers really like them. We have several collectors that really jump all over it. The show will have claim books, buy now claim books. So we'll let you know what the price is, and if you want it, you throw it up in the chat boards and claim it. And we'll also have best offer takes it. So we have usually a group of items that will start at $1 or $10 or $25, depending on what the item is. And the best offer by the end of the night, at the end of the show, takes it. So, a little mix. And as you know, we have CGC graded books. We have signed books. We'll have variant covers, incentive covers, and my personal favorite, Ken Hazer remarks. And remarks from other artists. So we try to bring you a pretty interesting mix. And we also depend on our viewers, too, to give us some idea. I've gotten lots of requests. I think one, Dave, who had requested he wanted to see Frank Miller Daredevil. So as soon as we got our hands on some, we threw him up there. So we always appreciate the input from our viewers as well.
Heck yeah, there were some Eternals that got pulled out this last week, which was really cool. Very timed appropriately. Eternals, of course, is out right now. I haven't watched it yet. I'm actually going to see Dune tonight.
Finally.
Yeah, well, my girlfriend made me wait for her. And then she told me the other day, she goes, I almost watched it the other day without you. I'm like, well, you're going to make me wait. And then, but she didn't. I do have a statue here on my list. It says there's an Art Germ Vampirilla collectible bust.
Yes, so, that's the one.
There you go.
There it is. There it is. Second to last item on the list. My bad.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. And the other cool thing that we did this week that I thought was awesome, and it did really well, was we did this the Marvel Collectors Pack, like a Mega Mix, and then we did a DC one. And those, they went away. They went instantly. It was one of each, right? There was a CGC book, there was a remark, there was a variant, there was a signed book. It was a really great package. I know you got another one up for this Monday.
We do, and based on the popularity, we're probably going to bring one on every show. But it was just something we were brainstorming in here and trying to think up just a new way to present the items and give everybody a good deal. And we came up with these mega pack ideas. I think we first started with a mega mix, so that one included a CGC graded book, a signed book, and a remark. And those were real popular. So we decided, let's try something even more. So we decided to put together these packs, and generally they'll be themed. So this one will be a Batman theme, the one we're going to have on Monday night, but it'll include, I can tell you exactly what it's going to include.
That's John's favorite, by the way. He's going to really flip for that.
It's going to include a Batman number 44 variant cover CGC 9.8, Batman Beyond number 50 signed in silver by Dan Jurgens, Justice League of America number 1 Rebirth variant signed in gold by Steve Orlando and Ken Hazer, with a Ken Hazer sketch cover, so it's a headshot of Batman, and then Batman and the Shadow number 2 signed in silver by Steve Orlando.
Nice.
So it kind of a sampler package, if you will. If you're a new collector, it's a great way to get things started. And it'll come out at $99. So you're getting all these books for under $100.
Yeah, if you're like me and you go to like a breakfast diner or something like an IHOP or a Cracker Barrel or a Waffle House, maybe not Waffle House, but one of those places, and you're like, oh, I don't know what I want.
Waffle House, by the way, so be careful.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't know if they have what I'm talking about here because I always just get hash browns and eggs there. And but when I'm like, I don't know if I want bacon or if I want sausage or if I want ham, well, let me just get the breakfast sampler, right? And so that's kind of what it's like, right? I don't know if Waffle House has a sampler. They should if they don't.
Well, let me say this. In our area, obviously, in New Jersey, we live in the land of the diners. So, just individually owned mom and pop, not chain ones. And I don't know if we talked about this before, but there is a particular breakfast meat up here. It's specific to our area here in the Northeast.
You about to talk about Scrapple?
Yes,
Yeah,
Scrapple.
that
So
stuff sounds so
anywhere,
gross, man.
anywhere where you can find Amish or Pennsylvania Dutch, Scrapple exists. Okay, I'm a big fan of Scrapple. So there's never any question about the breakfast meats. And then we get if I'm out with my daughter, we'll get a side of because she gets a Scrapple too.
Okay.
The apple does not fall far from the tree. We'll get an extra order of bacon for the crunchiness.
Okay. Yeah, the Scrapple does not fall far from the tree. I like that.
Yes, it does not.
It does not. When I make my way up there, I'll give it a try. I always like to try things. We just convinced a friend to try the McRib for the first time ever in his life. Because, some of us, whenever McDonald's announces the McRib's back, we just lose our minds. We're like, we got to go get the McRib. And it's all right. It's decent. And he was just like, I'm
okay with it. I don't understand what the craziness is about.
It's because it's limited. That's what it is. If this thing was on their menu all the time, no one would care. But the fact that they just bring it back, and they only bring it back pretty much in November, like when the holiday season's gearing up, because we're now in the holiday season. Halloween's over, no matter, even though I'm still trying to hold on to it. But I hold on to Halloween all year long, right? So that's just what we do here and over at Dylan's show. Exactly, right? So
that's your holiday.
It is my holiday, but now we're in. I mean, it's already traffic's already started to get worse, especially around the malls around here, and it's already starting. You can tell. And before Halloween even happened, like a few days before Halloween, I was going to the store, and there was already Christmas stuff in the Halloween aisles, already. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's just getting earlier and earlier every single year. But we are in the Christmas season, the gift buying season, and one of the best things you can buy for stocking stuffers in particular is the Dynamite 10-pack reader set, which is always available on the shows on Monday. Right, Rex?
That is correct. So it's 10 random Dynamite titles, and they will have a cover price of $3.99 or higher. So you're looking at a suggested retail of about $40. And we've been selling them for $5. I know a lot of our viewers, a lot of our audience have been picking up multiples of these. As you say, stocking stuffer, gifts. You're just looking to read some new titles that maybe you haven't covered before. And it's kind of our way of saying thank you to the viewers out that watch our shows, but also to the comic collecting audience in general, to give back a little bit of something, because I guarantee you nobody's making money on a 10 comic $5 pack.
Yeah.
So it's kind of to stimulate comic collecting, comic book reading, if you will. And so we do that every show. It's been really, really popular. So we'll keep bringing it back. It's something that obviously as a publisher, we'll always be able to find some titles to fill that pack with. So that's a great way to get started. As I said, we'll have signed comics. I think we'll have signed comics. I think we have John Romita Sr. Yes, Punisher #1. Scotty Young retailer incentive cover signed by John Romita Sr. We've talked about him on previous shows. He's essentially retired. He's not going to cons. He wasn't really going to cons before the pandemic. He probably is really not going to go after pandemic kind of goes away and people are going back to cons. He's been a legendary creator for so long. I mean, since obviously I was a kid, and so we'll have his signed book on the air for the Monday show. Andy Kubert. Let's see. Yeah, Dark Days, the casting #1, variant cover. We have a limited edition Virgin cover by Alex Ross, Shadow Year 1. J. Scott Campbell, variant cover for John Carter, Warlord of Mars #1. So just a huge collection. And as you said, the Archer and Vampirella bust will also be on the air because the statues have really done well.
Yeah, looking at the list, this is going to be a really exciting show. Lots of cool stuff. And that Dynamite 10-pack, one other thing, too, is like you said, it makes great gifts and all that stuff, but it also is a great way to introduce yourself to some of the great properties that Dynamite has. Yeah. I had never read a Sheena book in my life, and I read the newest one that came out this week and really enjoyed it. And y'all killed it this week. Vampireverse and Jennifer Blood. And Red Sonja, along with Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. I enjoyed all 4 of those books. I love what y'all do. I can't wait I want to go back and dive into some of the Green Hornet stuff, because John just always talks about Green Hornet. So I'm going to have to catch up on some of that. Yeah,
I mean, believe me, you'll find somebody to talk to about it. And if you have any anything missing in the mythos of Green Hornet that you have a question about, you know where to go.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
not to me.
All right, you
if
want to
you're
go ahead
looking for some hate speech about the Dallas Cowboys, I'm your man. Okay? If you need info about Green Hornet, talk to John.
Yeah. Finding haters on Dallas Cowboys, though, is relatively easy. But finding a Green Hornet super fan, a little bit more rare than a Dallas Cowboys hater. Do you want to go ahead and draw the winner of
Let's
this
do
week?
it.
All right.
Spin the wheel, my friend.
What are they getting this week? Do you know?
They are getting, hold on a second here, where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? Oh, here it is. All right. So the winner will be getting, let's see, can we see it here? Okay, here we go. I got to read sideways. Black Bat #1, high-end Virgin Art, ultra limited edition. There were only 100 copies of this cover ever printed. So the winner tonight will receive this. And yes, the bat is hanging down. The black bat is hanging upside down.
Of course. All right.
So go ahead.
Clicking the randomizer. It is Adrian Montanez. I think that's how you say it. Montanez. Montanez.
Easy. Great. So he's our winner. Adrian, if you're watching tonight, you are the winner. If not, we'll make the announcement again on Monday and do our other drawing. So anybody in the chat boards tonight, please make sure you, even if it's say hello, just, hey guys, or hello, or hey Robbie, whatever the case may be, you will be automatically entered for the drawing that we will hold on Monday when Robbie joins us on the experience.
Awesome. Super excited to do the show again on Monday. I love doing the show with you guys. It's so much fun, great conversation, and everybody that participates in the chat, they're just the best. It's such a great, cool audience that joins us, that participates in that show.
Yeah.
That's just absolutely fantastic.
And if you're watching tonight's show, obviously you're a fan of Robbie's, and for good reason. If you haven't, though, subscribe, because it does help his algorithms and helps him to reach more people with the great content he puts up every week.
I appreciate that. We're actually very close to 12K, so we'll probably do a giveaway when we finally hit that number. So that's going to be cool. And also, be sure to sub up to the experience so that you always get the click the notification bell so you know when we're going live. They do the same type show with AR Comics on Wednesday nights. They got the original art show, and there's a lot of other great content over there at the experience for comic book fans, especially.
No, exactly. So, make sure to join us on Monday night, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday nights, we have our show with AR, and then Friday nights from 7 to 8, Nick will be here with John for our original art experience. So, you know what? I always love doing the shows with you, Robbie. I mean, you really just worked your way right in seamlessly. And the reason Robbie's important to our show, beyond we have great conversations, the three of us, he's also the guy that brings the expert knowledge. So we had to up the IQ level of our show by bringing Robbie on, because between John and I mean, we drift off. John and I really aren't that smart.
Oh, man, you're selling yourselves too short, but I'm always excited to be there. You guys are experts in your own rights, whether it's Green Hornet or spam, and I really appreciate the conversation with you. Plus, we'll have a lot of football to talk about, because Sunday should be a pretty crazy ballin' day for football.
I know. We were just talking about the Kansas City Packers game.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that and see what happens there. Well, Rex, thank you so much for joining us. PCP Army, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you Monday night over at the Experience Station.